behind this fast food place called Varsity. My other glasses broke, so I'm wearing these. I gotta get some new ones. But yeah, today was like a D plus, C minus, and then it ended up becoming like a B plus towards the end of the day. Pretty much D plus, D minus, D plus the rest of my beginning of my day, because I was just so in my own head wanting to do this new micro content when it comes to thought of the idea of just first, like I said, overcoming the fear of talking to people polyamory, but I said no. Switching it to learning the language of polyamory by talking to strangers about it. That feels more aligned with how I feel about talking about polyamory and in general. And in the zoo, it's different from talking about it in the jungle, right? In the jungle, I make my own rules to the environment that I create around it, right? And in the zoo, the rules are made for you. And so in the zoo, you are domesticated. You are as fuck. And you are in the it is what it is mindset. You're in emotional suppression because you can't express yourself, so no expression. So then you become sedated. And then you just become programmed, and you get to have the opportunity of the blind acceptance of your reality, of your situation. And some people aren't blind to it, some people are just accepting of it. And that's fine. It's just not my existence. And that's the comfortable safe of the zoo. But the jungle now, you're wild and free, but you're also within the natural order of things, which means there's uncertainty and unknown and uncomfortability and unawareness all around you. But that means if that is the case, that it's in your own choice. You're lucid, right? You're dreaming wide awake, and you're mentally naked, socially naked. All your states of being are naked. But that's what brings along the natural order of all the uncomfortable freedom of the modern jungle. And you either follow the rules or you create them. And so, being in this space, I at least get to choose the direction, the path, and my existence of what I want to do and the place I want to be and what environment I choose and people I want to be around. And that's liberating. It's like the Matrix. It's like a great reference to the Matrix. It's, once people get out of the Matrix, they're eating this oatmeal soup, and it doesn't taste the greatest, but they're free, right? They're within their own choice and unplugged, and get to have the opportunity to understand fate and free will and what's right for them. Take the red pill or the blue pill. What if you take both? Turn this to the purple pill. Maybe that's determinism. Determinism being your behaviors match the outcome, and everything has already been programmed, and it's your job to be the story maker, again, to determine the outcome of determine the behavior that you have to the outcomes that you're going to soon become. So that's where I'm at. So today was me. I went to the I was trying to read about the fight of Stigmator and the modern jungle, and practicing, rehearsing, and studying things I'm going to say, and studying the knowledge that I'm going to need to have when I do go into the spaces of what's to come. And so I went to the laundromat and I dried my fucking sleeping bag, and then I called my brother and we talked about life and his situation, my situation, and our paradox of alignment that we both somehow completely different lifestyles and ways of living, but we have the same mentality when it comes to self-development and mindset and trying to do and be better, understanding our purpose and direction, what that means. My brother's been there and chooses to be there and chooses to reach out and show love, and I'm so disconnected from everyone around me because I'm finding my path. I'm creating my path right now, as everyone is, but within a realm and direction that most people would never go down. And it just feels hard to connect with people when I'm a nudist and I'm trying to liberate the polyamorous world and bring spirit back into the non-monogamous dynamics and destigmatize STDs and genital herpes and desexualize, normalize nudity and desexualize the body and create polyamorous community covenants across all the U.S. That's the 5 jungle missions right there. That's what the Fight the Stigma Tour is about. Fight the Stigma Tour is about understanding that we are creating spaces so people don't have to fucking hide. So people don't have to be in these whisper ceremonies with themselves wherever they go. So people don't need to feel like they're going to lose family and friends and their job and their spaces. And they can't express themselves truly. Like most people just want to go into a space and be like, yo, I just went with my girlfriend here and my other girlfriend here, and we shared love and we divvy up the time correctly and accordingly, and life's good. Why is that such a problem? So yeah, the Fight the Stigma Tour is saying how do we create the opportunity for people's voices to just no longer have to whisper it, but speak loud and have it be heard. Be able to speak within their truth. It's important. So I'm trying to curate that. And so today at the laundromat, I said, all right, time to action. Attraction has action in it. So I said, there was this girl that was wearing Thoughts Become Things shirt, and I commented, I started recording on my phone, and I said to her, I don't know if you can record this for me. She was doing her laundry, but I'm actually challenging myself to learn the language of polyamory by talking to strangers about it. And she was like, yeah, hold on a second. So she waited a second, and then boom, she started recording me, and I kind of fumbled my way through my words of trying to explain what I explained twice already about how the fuckboy Jay, I don't want to go back to that guy, so I'm not scared about talking about polyamory, but I'm scared about going back to the fuckboy Jay. So putting a lot of pressure on myself and the things that I have to say right now and everything I've done at this point to get to this moment, it's like the fear of success. It's like all of it's here, it's clear, and it's laid out in front of me, and it's like, what are you gonna do about it? Like how are you gonna respond when mom's spaghetti, like it's 8 Mile, it's saying, yo, you've been intentionally homeless for almost 238 days now, since December 1st, 2023, for this shit, for this moment. You had two of your best friends leave your life. You had all your family just completely confused. They didn't, a lot of my family didn't cut me out. They're actually curious to see what I'm gonna do. Do they support it? No. But do they believe in me? Most of them, I would love to say that they do. Or they want to. They want to show me love. They know that I'm a good person with a good soul and a good energy, and I'm trying to maneuver my life, but I'm not calling them and they're not calling me. You know? It's like the only way I feel, the way that you build on a connection is by having proximity and unplanned interactions, and be able to be rooted and is to be able to hold that space in a container to continually see people and to have that depth, to build community, right? That's what I want to do, because that's the only, people just burn themselves out into a nuclear family and burn themselves out into a job, a career that is not true to them, and they just have all this emotional and financial labor to put on two people, and it's just like you can, if you let go of the financial ego, you can have an opportunity to do like Twin Oaks does, is this income sharing, where they put all of their work and time and effort and energy into a pot that they don't get paid a salary, but they get paid in all their necessities getting paid for, their living, their food, their transportation, their health insurance, their emergency, their utilities, their amenities. They get a little small allowance, and guess what? They work 42 hours a fucking week, or 40 hours a week, and then all that is put towards the community. And I love that. And they live, 90% of their food is based off of what they grow, regenerative living, sustainable living. And then they create the rules of it. And they actually share, they have depth. They have the opportunity to have community connection. And they build off of that. And that's the way I see a polyamorous community covenant being in the future as well, where everybody has the opportunity to have an earned egalitarian environment where you earn your place in the community every day by the work that you do. And I really love that concept. And a lot of them don't have jobs outside of it. They just, and I really appreciate that. And I would love for there to be an opportunity for there to be people to have their passions and desires outside of the polyamorous community covenant. So I would love for the polyamorous community covenant to be right outside of cities like Atlanta, or cities like New York, or cities like Miami, like right outside of them. Create a piece of land so people can still, if they have a passion for, have a band, or have a, I don't know, a tech group, or they have, I don't know, they love fucking D&D and they have a group outside of the community, they can still go and play that too. Or they even, I don't know, that's why I would love to stay at a polyamorous community covenant, because I just would love to see how they live, to get the foundation of what and how I could curate and take away their ideas to, and then what I want to do in the future. So I might send them another email in like 2 weeks or so, be like, yo, but I think it's from April 24th. It's like a 3-week program that they get visitors, but they're not taking any right now. But I'm here for it. But as of right now, we're working on the jungle story. Everyone's story has a message, has a purpose, to change the world person at a time. And so yeah, when I was at the laundromat, I was fumbling through me trying to explain that dynamic, but then I ended up talking the poly talk and talking about how some people want one flower, which is gonna yield. I said, some people want to water one flower, and that's what they'll grow in one tree into what's right for them, or some people want to water a garden. Some people want to have the opportunity to have one light bulb that lights up a motherfucking room, and they cherish that, or some people want to light up a whole fucking city. Some people want to read one book over and over again with the stories that they have and cherish that. Some people want a whole motherfucking library to have different stories and experiences. To keep learning from different environments, to get different genres, to feed different aspects of your soul. And so that's what I believe polyamory is like. Being able to have a library, and be able to have a garden to water, and to be able to have a whole city to light it up. And yes, it's going to take more of the finite resources that you have to divvy up, to build equity, to put towards something that's equitable rather than something that's equal. And guess what? If you're building equity, it's not always going to be equal. And it's going to take more time, energy, attention, and more of your biology to put towards to sometimes putting in more emotional labor to one person, sometimes having to take more financial risk in one direction, sometimes you're gonna have to divvy up the stability that you have into multiple different people and make that work over time, and to know that it's going put towards a team, it's being put towards a covenant, it's being put towards not just one person, but to put towards something that's bigger than just yourself and another person. And guess what? Your kids can learn from that because they have multiple role models to and then learn from, embrace, and help create different thought processes that maybe you can't have in general. Like, for example, I made an example today, which I'll get to, about how I came back and I started just fucking. But I made a CEO example. I said if you were a CEO of a business, you built 10 years of a business and you had a bunch of all your clients vibing and everyone loving you, would you have another CEO come into the business to bring in different ideas, different perspectives, and a different way of doing things that may alter and benefit the business for what it is? It's a risk, yeah, because it might also fuck up the culture. But guess what? If that CEO doesn't work to co-own the company, he doesn't need to be there anymore. That's the way I look at polyamory. I look at you bringing us. It's raining. It's not wet here though. But yeah, another CEO to help with the finite resources that you have, to understand that you can grow with. So I talk about CEO example because as I was fumbling through maybe it's not as bad as I think, it's not as good as I think, with me trying to express in that video of her talking to her about polyamory, I also just wasn't comfortable about talking about Fight the Stigma tour and oh yeah, it's raining. I got a good spot. Yay. I'm not wet. It's leaking there though. I just hope I stay dry tonight. I think I'm in a good spot. This would have sucked if I was anywhere else. Really would have. I don't think I'm gonna get wet here. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. I don't think anything. A little wetness over there. Oh shit. It is kind of getting wet right here. Fuck. See if I can move some of my shit over. Okay. Okay, that's where I was, right there. We had to pivot. Oh, that was close. I think I'm okay right here. There's water flowing down there. That's where I was, though. I think I'm pretty safe in this spot. Dry enough. we have a lot of water flowing underneath us. We're gonna see. I don't think I'm gonna stay dry tonight. I don't think I'm gonna stay dry tonight, but yeah, I can feel the water. Well, this is gonna suck for sure. Guess what? This is the life we asked for. Epic stories we're gonna tell. Oh. I think if I had my tarp right now, I would be pretty good. Because you have $20 to change your whole fucking life. But it's not here until Saturday. Until now, it will be wet. It will be motherfucking wet. Now we have people walking by. Moments where you just kind of see your situation for what it is. Know that you are the sum total of your actions and your attitude. You're sum total of the actions in your life. And you are exactly where you are because you have chosen to be there. Grateful. Grateful. This shit really does put things in perspective. Saying like, at least I'm here. I'm still here somehow. How? I did not know. Some guy like this shit like this just makes you believe the divine's got you, bro. It's got to. Like there's something. if I can withstand this journey and being in this space, doing this. Oh my God. Sure. I don't know where I was, but what I do know is, oh yeah, I was talking to the girl at the laundromat. So, and I was struggling how I was explaining the struggle, trying to fight the Sigma Tour to her, and I just got down on myself, and I was like, is this how it's gonna be? Like you've done all this work on your website and all this work on yourself and studied to the utmost for you to be still fumbling through all this. And it's like, yeah, this is what it's going to take to learn a whole new language with polyamory. It's like, it's a whole new dialect, a whole new expression. You have to figure out, you have to consistently eat shit until that shit turns into fertilizer. You can make it grow or something. It's that simple. It really is. So, yeah, I did my laundry, talked to my brother, glad he's in my life, and then I was trying to figure out, I was like, no, I just need to take action and at least talk to 3 people a day, 4 people a day about the polyamory shit. And then I said I was gonna do a little bit on my website, and then I was gonna join these Facebook groups and try to see what's going on around to then be able to implement myself into an environment to put myself with polyamorous people can be, to and then them see what I'm trying to do. So tomorrow I'm gonna have the goals of tomorrow I'm gonna put myself in Facebook groups, see what's gonna happen there. Put a bio, comment, say I'm doing Fight the Stigma tour. They said no self-promotion, but okay. And yeah, and then I'm gonna create on my Instagram. I'm gonna create. I have to for the pinned post. I have to have one that just explains it all, simple in a simple version. And so I'm gonna create those pictures for those posts, and then yeah, I'm gonna post this micro content. I call it micro content. I post this content about me challenging myself to talk about polyamory to strangers and see what happens. And then I'm gonna study for the Poly Pit, which is happening on Monday in 4 or 5 days. No one signed up yet because I haven't marketed it. I haven't done shit with that. I just put it on Eventbrite. I might put it on Facebook events along with Meetup. And yeah, just promote that shit. I'm gonna write that shit down for tomorrow. I gotta. Yeah, those post the micro content, challenging myself, talking to people with polyamory. I'm gonna post some Facebook groups, get myself activated in that direction, create the Instagram pin post, study. So, but yeah, and kind of get back to where I was at. Yeah, I was just down on myself, trying to figure out, and I just had this inner dialogue inside of me of trying to just keep producing this content to talk to random people just to take action each day, and I just wasn't doing so. At laundromat, I took action. I was like, cool. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that Starbucks or wherever the next place I go. And I was just Starbucks. There was no Starbucks where I went. I was, what's going on? I went to Tim Hortons and thought it was a place where you could sit down and just kind of do work, and nothing was there. And then I went to this varsity place that's sleeping behind now, and I was like, all right, bro, you're in the jungle now. And everything that you've said, you have to match the ambition that's coming out your motherfucking mouth. You have to match the ambition, bro. What? And now that it's the case, now that you have all the goals aligned, all the ideas aligned, everything's implemented on the website, now it's time to take action on it. What do you got to do? You're sitting here scared. You're sitting here in a fearful space and down on yourself, trying to figure out because you don't have all the answers. It's like, no one has all the answers. You have to figure it out along the way, bro. You have to take action over and over again and then get into a space to have the confidence consistently that to say, like, this is the stack of undeniable proof that this is who you say you are. So I was in the gym just like, there's nothing else I can think about right now. Like, even I was like, okay, I didn't meditate, but I did workout. But workout was like a C+. But it was our body today, and I didn't meditate at all. I haven't worked out since almost a month, and I finally did today, which is good. I'm proud of myself. But yeah, I haven't stood on my acupressure boards, and I feel like that's maybe where a lot of this angst is maybe coming from. Is like I'm not doing my self-love practices. And a part of it was like, I haven't worked out in almost a month, but I've ate healthy, no processed foods, no refined foods, no sugars, no breads, none of that shit. No shit, no fried foods, none of that. And I was eating healthy as fuck, 10 to 15K steps a day, water every day, and just fucking preparing myself for this next journey. And so I never took a day off though. I was all three of my breaks that I had, whether it was in between 10 and 11:30, working on the Jungle Story. 2:30 to 5, working on the Jungle Story. Whether it was after 10 o'clock, working on the Jungle Story. Eyes on the truck. The tow truck, though. They don't give a fuck about the homeless guy. Yeah. They don't give a fuck about the homeless guy. They don't got time. They don't have time to be dealing with the homeless guy. There's another car coming out of nowhere. So while I was in the gym, I kept thinking about, I gotta take action. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you scared? Are you not going after your fears? And every time you don't go after the fears, they're going to become your reality. And that's what I kept telling myself. I said, if you don't go after this right now, you're going to be mad as shit at yourself that you didn't do it. You're mad at your shit yourself at 70. You wish you would have done and took action on the things that were most right for you because no one gives a fuck. Guess what? You have this conversation with these people and you get this content. They're not thinking about you anymore. None of those people that I did. And so, guess what? When I was in the gym, I said, fuck it. Just fucking do it. You're not going to have it perfect. You're not going to have it all the way aligned to say all the right things. You just have to say what's right for you and what's most authentic to you and just fucking get after it. And so I did. First person. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Oh yeah, it was this like Indian dude. He was doing rows, and I told him, I said, hey, I'm challenging. Can you record this with me? I'm challenging myself to learn the language of polyamory and talk to strangers about it, and I fucking killed it. I fucking killed, I annihilated it. And I talked about, yeah, I reframed again when I was fumbling through my words before. I was like, okay, no, it's because I'm not scared to talk about people about polyamory. I'm scared to go back to the fuckboy Jay that I used to be. And so I don't want to go back. I don't want to become. And so in this present moment, I know I don't want to. I have a fear of not doing, being, and knowing enough. So I put a lot of pressure on myself to know what to say. And so that's what I meant to say. It was fluid. It was slow, and the view was recording, and I was working out at the same time. And then I ended up talking about compersion and celebrating someone else's freedom and someone else's joy. And then I said, much love for spreading energy. Then I went to this girl that was doing squats, and I was talking about creating the perfect pot, the pot story, and then that was lit. So and then I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then I went to these big, buff, burly dudes and talked about CEO example. And then I went to this Asian dude talking about 1,000 Jungle Jays. And then I was about to come and I was about to talk to this other white dude that was next to me about why I believe in polyamory, but then I had to leave in 8 minutes. But I'm proud of myself. I will say, every day I will be doing something that scares me. Every day. I will be doing something that I fear. I'll be doing something that's going to challenge me. I will do something that is going to further me along my motherfucking journey. That isn't just me meditating on standard acupressure boards, working. I've done those things. I'm doing those things to keep my body aligned and my mind and spirit aligned. But I know in the future, if I don't do this right now, I will regret it. I will regret the fact that I did not take action on the things that are right now. So I refuse to be in that space. I refuse to see myself in the future being like, damn Jay, you should have done more. So I got those 4 interviews. I'm gonna post all of it by tomorrow. It's gonna take maybe an hour. So it's not gonna be hard. I'm just gonna put the text overlay over it, and then I'm gonna put the captions. I did record my glasses at first, and then it shouldn't be that hard to cut that up. So yeah. We'll see if I can get some people to come to this Polyfit on Monday. See what's going on this weekend. Can you pull up to something? It's an event. Hopefully I'm wearing my pink Power Ranger suit. And yeah, push the jungle story, push the fight this thing with Thor, and connect with some people. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, it's raining. It's raining. It's day 238. There's some tow trucks over here. So how do I feel today about myself? I feel like I was down and sad, boy vibes, and upset, fearing success. I'm definitely in a fear of success moment right now. I have everything I need. And I have the story. I have the fucking mission aligned. I have it tangible for people to see, to understand through my website. I just have to follow through at this point. That's all I have to do. I have to follow through. That's what I have to do. So tomorrow I'm going to be taking more action. And I'm going to probably move my stuff from this Planet Fitness down to, there's one like 20 minutes away. Because first off, being in the city fucking blows. This spot is not it. And yeah, well, the biggest reason is because they have a discount grocery store that I think is going to be more lit than this one. So I'm going to do all that tomorrow. I'm going to wake up, go to the laundromat, dry this shit off right away. Yeah, I'm just gonna figure that out tomorrow. But yeah, I'm still dry. Which I'm happy about. Light is beaming in my eyes, but it's all good. Yeah, we're gonna. And I'm thinking about me building on what I'm trying to do. Maybe here for 2 weeks. Is that too short? Or should I start preparing for being in Austin now? I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. So, but I gotta start creating this content every day, speaking on it, talking about it, consistency, being authentic, turning around the camera and getting after it. All right, about to knock out. I don't know what time it is. I don't know. I think it's like 11:30. Wake up naturally, organically whenever I. Oh, might suck. All right, let's hope no one pulls up on your boy. All right, much love to spread. Remember, love, energy, truth, and answer. My question will change the world person at a time. Remember, stay curious as fuck. Stay curious, fam. All right. Much love. Deuces.